What's up, guys? Welcome back. If you missed my intro video, then you know that my channel is about being better than you were yesterday. The first hill that I had to conquer was my health. I've carried a bunch of extra weight and body fat that I didn't need to carry for a long time. So I've decided I wanted to do something about it. In August, I decided to take on the challenge of adding one thing per week that would help me lose weight and in general, just be healthier. Of course, to know if it's working, you gotta have a starting point. So here is where I started. For my weight, I started at 268.8 pounds. Kind of a lot for a guy of a 5'7" figure. Now granted, everyone tells me I hold it well, but it doesn't feel well. The BMI, 42.2. That's basically morbidly obese. And trust me, it feels like it. Body fat percentage, 44.4. Oh, that one stings a little bit. The one that really got me on here was my metabolic age. It tells me that I'm 37 years old. I'm only 30. So clearly we have some work to do to fix it. Okay, so in August, like I said, I added one thing per week that would help me pursue the goal of losing weight and just in general, getting to a healthier lifestyle. The goal overall is 15% body fat, which if I don't add any muscle for me is about 176 pounds. So it's almost 100 pounds for me to lose. Granted, this is now September. I've done all the work in August, and I actually have some good results to share. But first I want to tell you exactly what I did. The first week, all I did was I wanted to be more active. I didn't change anything about my diet. All I pursued was doing 30 minutes of some kind of movement per day, whether it be 30 minutes on the treadmill or 30 minutes walking outside. That was it. So all I wanted to do was just up my activity. My job makes me sit a lot, so just upping my activity I knew would go a long way in helping me improve. Now the second week, I had to attack something that really has always been a difficulty for me: drinking water. Don't know why, I've always been a Mountain Dew, sweet tea, sugar kind of guy, and drinking just plain water was always I didn't want anything to do with it. But I knew I needed to, because doctor after every checkup I've been on has told me, hey, you should probably drink some more water. All right, finally, I'll listen. Now granted, everything online says for weight loss, you should drink half your body weight in water. That's like 134 ounces for a 268 pound guy. I don't want to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. So I decided to go with something more reasonable. So I stuck with 84 ounces of water for the second week of August. And I drank 84 ounces of water every single day. And some days it was definitely a challenge to choke it down, but just periodically throughout the day, I'd try to drink 8 to 16 ounce increments and just get it in so that way I could be more hydrated, which would help me pursue the goal in the third week. Now in the third week, I kind of ran into an issue. I was being more active. I was actually trying to run a little bit on the treadmill, and I started to have some ankle pain. So I knew, okay, 268 pounds as a starting point is probably too heavy for me to be running. So I needed to do something that would both strengthen my balance, my lower body, and also really just help me improve overall in life. So I decided to take on yoga. So the third week, all I did was add 30 minutes of yoga a day. Now I'll be honest, I didn't quite get 30 minutes every single day, but it was the goal and it was helping me get a little bit more. Some days I only did 10, some days I did 20, but I was pursuing to be more flexible and strengthen my lower body, strengthen my core. Since my ankle was hurting from running, I had to switch to walking. Now in the fourth week, it was time to add strength training. I didn't want to do anything crazy. I just wanted to pursue the goal of adding 3 times a week of strength training with yoga on the off days. So 6 days a week I was doing something, whether it be strength training or yoga. And I also was doubling down on walking. I was really pursuing trying to walk more since I can't run because my ankle was still hurting. So I was really after the goal of getting 10 to 12,000 steps a day. In the 5th week, I upped my water intake to 100 ounces a day. I really was pursuing the goal of getting 10 to 12,000 steps a day, as well as doing the strength training and the yoga. So that's what I did in the month of August. I added just more activity for week 1. I drank more water in week 2. I added some yoga for stretching and flexibility in week 3. I added strength training in week 4. And in the 5th-ish week of August, it's only a few days, I really was after getting more water and more walking in my day-to-day life. So, did that work? Did that help me? Yes. I actually am very impressed and surprised with the level of results that I got just from doing those things. I guess 5 things is walking, water, yoga, strength, and then just walking again. That's actually 4 things. So all I did was add 4 things, 1 each week, and just kind of pursued getting more and more active each week as the month went on. So here's my results for the month of August. My final weigh-in at the end of August, I weighed in at 256 pounds. In the first month, just in general, being more healthy. I can't do math. Whew. In the first month of just in general trying to be more healthy and adding more walking, strength training, water, and yoga, I dropped over 12 pounds, 12.8 pounds to be exact, 256. My BMI went from 42.2 to 40.9. Hey, can't argue with that. Body fat percentage went from 44.4 to 40.7. My visceral fat, which I didn't give you the number on the first one, was at a 24. And visceral fat is the fat that sits around your organs in your midsection. And it's actually really bad for your long-term health. So getting this number down for me is critical. And I really, really want it to go down. So I went from 24 on the scale down to a 22. So I dropped 2 points in visceral fat in 1 month. Pretty good, and I'm really excited to keep dropping that number, because the more that number drops, that also means the more my gut is going to shrink in. Now granted, my metabolic age did not decrease from 37 to, I'm still 37 according to metabolic, whatever that means. The other thing that really was awesome, at the start of this, here's some dimensions that I didn't give you at first. At the start of this, I was 48.2 inches in the gut. I had a really big gut and I could feel it, and it was making me feel bloated all the time. And it was terrible. It was horrible. But after 1 month, I went from 48.2 inches in the gut to 46.35, almost dropping 2 inches off of my gut. My abdomen, which is the peak point of my gut, so that last one I gave you was my waist. My abdomen went from 48 to 45.3, so almost 3 inches just coming in. And my wife noticed a difference, and everybody around me here noticed a difference. So that was really encouraging to keep going and drop this. And my t-shirts fit better, my pants fit better. It's really been an awesome improvement over a month from August now into September. I got some pretty awesome results, and it's really inspired me to keep pushing through the month of September, to just keep doubling down on the steps and the water and strength training and the yoga, and just keep going and see what we can pursue in the month of September. And like I said, I only did 4 things. I added 4 things, and I did 1 per week to help build and give us the ability to be better than we were the previous month. From what I was doing in July, August was night and day. But all it started with was just being a little more active. Go on a 30-minute walk. Get on the treadmill. If you don't have a treadmill, pace your house. The number of times I was just doing circles in my kitchen to get my steps to finish my day, hey, every little bit helps. And the point of this is to just be better than you were yesterday. So I had a lot of great results, and I'm really excited to push into September. Now, September, I was planning to do kind of like a nutrition month and really try to dial in my nutrition. But in the middle of September, I have a vacation. And going on vacation and trying to dial in nutrition at the same time, more than likely, I'm gonna eat a whole lot of good food. And the goal for that week in vacation is to still just lose at least 1 pound instead of the 2 or 3 that I was apparently dropping per week in the month of August. But the goal is to lose a little bit, be more active. I plan to still do my 30 minutes of yoga every day that week, since I can't take my weights with me, and still get my 12 to 15,000 steps a day, because I'm really upping my steps in September to push the goal of being better than I was yesterday. So with all that being said, guys, that's my results. Thanks for watching. Come back for the next video and you can see how much I've dropped in September. And I really want you to use this information that I'm trying to give you to take your goals better and to move forward in your life. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.